When I look for something specific, I'm literally looking online every hour. And then we have this website called secondhand.com. Okay. We're close to the Netherlands. They also have a very good online website. And then just in my free time and I feel inspired, I go to certain stores.
This is it. The big day is finally here and you are ready to move in, start furnishing, painting, decorating your new space. One question remains though, where do you buy the home decor? In this new episode of the Great Home Decor series, I looked through each of the apartment tours I filmed to find the different techniques and tips one can use to decorate a space. We are starting this episode in Brussels with Pauline. As a reminder, Pauline's home was mostly furnished with secondhand home decor. In her apartment tour, Pauline shared with me that she had bought her black leather couch before finding her home. It was stored at her grandmother's and she ended up bringing it with her when she moved in. Using things that she had bought and then stored was pretty smart of her, since when she found her apartment, she already had one of the main pieces she used to decorate her living room. Very early into her Parisian apartment tour, Pia revealed to me that most of her decor and furniture came from her previous apartment. She is one of the best examples of someone using what they have in a new space. We actually reflected on the idea of using what you have to furnish and decorate in episode 1, and here it is, this theme showing up once again. In her new home, Pia used most of her previous furniture. So the sofa, the bed, the bedside tables, they all worked pretty well with her new space. The bedroom is the only room she had to modify a little. Rose moved from London to Paris, and this was her first real Parisian apartment. Like Pia, she is using a lot of furniture and home decor from her previous London home. In her bedroom, for instance, Rose is using a set of 4 chairs that she brought back from Copenhagen. 2 of these chairs are used as bedside table and are placed on each sides of her bed. The 2 other chairs are the chair. You know, the one we all have and use to put all of our clothes on. Rose explained that bringing these chairs back to Paris with her was a way of having a little bit of home in this new space. As we toured Rose's living room, we talked about her statement blue couch. It was also a piece that she brought back from her London apartment. At first, she was a little afraid that this color would clash with the rest of her home, but she ended up being very happy with the pop of color it brought to the space. Using what they had from their family, our previous home, really helped Pia, Rose, and Pauline decorate their new space with pieces that brought some uniqueness to them. Bringing things back from holidays and travels is not only an easy way to decorate and furnish your home, but according to some of the people I talked to from the apartment tour series, it is how you create a unique home that feels like you. We are starting this part 2 in Brooklyn with Denna. While we were touring her home, Denna showed us how she used the trinkets that she collected from travels and holidays to decorate her bedroom. It is the same principle she applied in her living room decor, using prints, photographs that she had bought previously to adorn her home. Next on the list is a space decorated by Shireen and general quarters of the cozy team. The bedroom is full of furniture pieces and decor. The side tables, the lamps, the Fatma hands, they are all from Shireen's travels. They act as a reminder of the places she visited, the people she met, and the gifts she received. All these different objects and pieces of furniture definitely contribute to making cozy such a unique space in Paris, somewhere you are able to read, to learn, to laugh, to watch, and listen. This theme is continued in the kitchen, where the dining table was originally a boat that came directly from Le Mou. This boat was then transformed into a dining table that welcomes the people in this space and helps create community. In part 3, we are talking small and mainstream stores that can be a great place to buy home decor. Depending on where you live and your shopping habits, your access and knowledge might be different. In her London apartment tour, Stephanie shares some of her favorite shopping habits from the moment we stepped into her entryway. Steph likes to look for home decor on eBay. According to her, it is a great place to find unique home decor, objects, and trinkets that she uses to brighten her entryway. The reason why I'm including these stores together, the small ones, the independent with the bigger, the more mainstream stores, is because one thing I am learning from the apartment tours is that adding them together really contributes to creating a unique space. Let's take Stephanie's dining area. She is using brands like Tiptoe for her dining table, but mixing it with some more mainstream stores. Speaking of buying unique home decor, Michelle's Amsterdam home is full of beautiful trinkets. She decorated her dresser using vases, candles, and trays that she bought in small but trusted shops all around Amsterdam. Michelle shared that she loves colors, and these pieces, they really brighten up her space. The perfect contrast between the white walls and white flooring and these very bright and dopamine home decor pieces. Michelle is also using a technique similar to Stephanie's, mixing big brands with smaller ones. Her bright pink couch was a purchase she made from May.com, while her paintings are obviously her own, and a lot of the home decor is from small shops or secondhand. Both in Amsterdam and Paris, Michelle and the Cozy team recommended buying books from libraries of the museums they visit. This tip has been shared as a game changer. These libraries were described as very helpful to collect books that reflect your interests and will make your home feel and be interesting. As you may know from TikTok or her apartment tour on my channel, Sarah is really good at upcycling furniture. She taught herself how to take used and sometimes broken pieces of furniture, but then transform them by using paint, repairs, or DIYs. One of the first objects Sarah gave a new life to is standing in her hallway. Sarah confided not knowing exactly what she was doing at the time, but having a general idea of the process helped her through the project. In her main room, Sarah upcycled a lot of her furniture. From the shoe rack she transformed into a shelf, to her dining area made up of a table and 2 chairs that she upcycled beautifully. These are some of the strongest elements Sarah used in her home to create this 70s inspired decor. Making doesn't always mean you will upcycle your furniture. In her Brussels apartment, Pauline and her boyfriend made a lot of the art on the walls. This really gave the space a unique and colorful feel that can be adapted for your own home. Finally, in London, Stephanie told me the story of how she DIY'd the covers for her radiators. She felt like they were kind of an eyesore, both in her bedroom and her living room, so Stephanie created covers for them. These radiator covers that Stephanie made herself served the space and added a cool and colorful element of decor in her London home. In the last part of this episode 2, we will focus on secondhand stores and vintage decor as a source of furniture. For the purpose of this episode, I went back to Anne's New York City apartment tour. Anne's home has a strong mid-century modern vibe, and most of what she bought is from secondhand stores and flea markets in New England. I remember noticing how well Anne's space flowed. Every piece seemed to work with an ensemble to create her space. When she moved to New York City, Anne continued to shop secondhand and also found some pieces for free in her neighborhood. One advice that Anne shared with us was to start slow, taking the time to find what fits while not being afraid to experiment. On her episode, Michelle shares some of her most trusted techniques to shop vintage or secondhand. More on this in episode 1. She insisted on how helpful it had been to furnish her home with some of these secondhand shopped pieces, like the chair she just bought at the time of the apartment tour, or even the yellow dresser. According to Michelle, this was the key to balance her home: the white walls, the white floors, and the bright decor. The paintings, the trinkets, all of it together to reflect her personality. I've previously mentioned that Pauline's home is 99% of secondhand finds. You should check out her episode of the apartment tour if you'd like to see how. I won't go into too much details, but I will say that furnishing her home with secondhand furniture really worked for Pauline. Not only did she find very affordable furniture, but she also created a beautiful space that she gets to call her home. Pauline isn't fixed on how her home looks. It changes depending on her mood and the new furniture that she acquires. What stays though is the spirit of finding old pieces and giving them a new home. We are back in Berlin with Sarah one last time. If Sarah is the queen of upcycling, she also does not hesitate to look for secondhand designer pieces. This is how she found most of her lightings. Sarah is a big fan of Louis Poulsen, and as a student first and a first-time apartment renter, she was looking for more affordable lightings, so she found a lot of them secondhand. This method can be a bit pricier, but it worked really well in her space. We are coming to the end of this episode too. I hope you got some beautiful ideas of where to buy home decor and furniture. The Great Home Decor series is inspired by a lot of the apartment tours I filmed and some of the tips, the recurrent themes I see on the episodes. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Bye! Greetings! My name is Abra, and I am a Parisian content creator. I designed the apartment tour series as a space to explore cool homes while talking to the people who create them. I started the series with mostly Parisian apartment tours I filmed with my friends. Since then, I've been able to travel, make London apartment tours, Brooklyn apartment tours. I also filmed in Berlin, New York City, Brussels. Next, in season 2 of this apartment tour series is a special episode I filmed in the coziest Parisian apartment. It will be live on my channel on November 16th. This is one of the last 3 episodes before the end of the season. The apartment tour series, season 2, now counts 8 episodes, all available on my YouTube channel at Abra de Grassa. If you'd like to be featured in the series, message me on social media or simply drop me an email. Feel free to also tag below anyone you'd like to see featured. See you all soon. Bye!